Hello and good evening, good time zone, everybody, and welcome to the next edition of the Speedgaming Live 2023 Mega Man 1 through 6 46 Robot Tournament. That name is a mouthful. I'm Mr. Cab, joined tonight by Mellow Flows. We're here to watch two of the greats, Sagehero and Ppotdot1, blow up some robots.
Wow, Mr. Cab, you made that sound so official. It's just video games. We're here to play some games.
If Mega Man is not official, then I honestly just don't even know what is.
I'm just kidding. I take this seriously. I live and breathe Mega Man. You all know that.
I mean, your icon is a dog wearing a Mega Man helmet, which might be the most amazing thing I've ever seen. But
so original.
Let's talk about our runners here for just a second here. We have Ppotdot1, who I think he still has the Mega Man 6 record. If not, he's had it on and off through the years for a long time now.
Beko has it now, but I feel like Ppot is gonna retake that this year. I'm putting it out there.
Ooh, the predictions. Ppot also no stranger to Mega Man 7 and some game called X7. Sagehero, Mega Man 4, Mega Man 11. Plays a lot of Mega Man.
Yeah, Sage is great at 4. Ppot is the beat yes top runner. So he's not getting the beat letters in this category, but he knows what he's doing in Mega Man 5. OP Mega Man 5 runner.
Ppot's strong in Mega Man 5 as well. I mean, this is what we love about these tournaments. We get players out here who are just great across the whole series, and now they finally get a chance to show it off instead of just playing that one game everybody knows them for all the time. And it looks like they have readied up in the race room. They are ready to go.
Okay, yeah, there they go. Good luck, guys.
Already a tight race for points in the meme category for Mega Man 1 delays.
Mr. Cab, do you want to explain why Mega Man 1 is not the best Mega Man?
Mega Man 1 it's sort of the crude first effort of the series, and even though it looks great, there's a lot of weird stuff going on here. I mean, they're going to stop every time they get a health or a weapon drop, even if they're full. They're going to have this slidey physics, but they don't actually get to slide. And, well, we've got the pause button, too. Sage already taking advantage of that select button to negate some knockback.
Oh no, I triggered polytopes.
It's alright.
But yeah, no slides, just walking. You walk faster than you jump, so you want to stay on the ground as much as possible. D-boosts in this game, I have to say, are so great, since you have the select button to pause and just cancel your knockback.
Yep, we see a lot of that. We've seen some of it already. Intentional knockback right there, just charging right through the enemies. And in Ppot's case, using a little bit of it to jump higher with some extra iframes.
Yeah, that too. And also, when you do the pause glitch, enemy iframes continue to progress. So when you unpause, their iframes will have run out, and you could actually hit them multiple times with the same bullet, which we'll be seeing a lot of.
Yep, Mega Man 1 kind of known for the Rock Monster, Yellow Devil, mash select to kill it glitch. We'll see a little bit of that as we go through these robots. But just knowing how to leverage that select glitch to cancel knockback, knowing how to just do all these little things has given Ppot, I don't know, maybe half a screen lead on Sage so far. So we could go into the Cutman fight.
Yeah, pretty sync right now. Cutman, straightforward stage and boss fight. Ppot just shooting and jumping while Sage is abusing the pause glitch.
Yep, both of them right there. It's Mega Man 1. You have to collect the orb at the end of the stage. Everybody can yell orb if you want. You also get some bonus points, which has a minor impact on your time. You don't want to see that 100,000. You kind of hope for the sake of a race, maybe it evens out, but at the same time, we shouldn't be relying on points anyway by the end.
Yeah, the points are pointless, but they do help you actually with some visual cues, lining up some zips.
We'll see that later on for sure. Right now in Elik Man, a very vertical stage.
I know, right? Look at these ladders.
We don't like climbing ladders in Mega Man games.
We
it's
don't.
almost always slow.
Yeah, if you can put a jump in there, it's almost always better.
So Ppotdot going up the left side just has to make this little corner jump. Both of our runners going up there.
Oof, yeah.
Corner jumps are hard.
Sage falling down, so he's gonna have to traverse the Yokus again. Yeah, he's gonna go for it again. Also, drops in this game are very annoying because even though Sage has no weapon selected, those energy refills are stopping him when he touches them. Okay, third time he's gonna just take the right side.
Right side slower because you have to wait for those blocks, but a little safer. So Ppotdot's doing a thing here. If you're unaware of how Mega Man 1 speedruns work, yeah, you're not supposed to be able to do that. So if you shoot and push down on the ladder on the same frame, you get Mega Man in that sort of weird hanging off the top of the ladder state. You can go up, you can zip, you can do some wiggling off the side of the screen, and get the magnet beam there without having Elec Man's or Guts Man's weapon.
What, Elec's weapon could open that? Could break those?
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
Revisit this mess.
Revisit the stage and then get it with the Elec stage. Oh, with the Elec weapon. I had no idea.
I think it works anyway. I know it destroys other Guts Man blocks. But,
that's true. That's true.
The main reason we want it here, honestly, it's for some zips later because Magnet Beam really just breaks this game open. On top of that, even if this was just straight ziplet,
yeah,
just being able to jump up platforms like Ppotdot's doing here is great.
That's perfect climb. Didn't get touched by any of those beams.
Sage still doing this. It's a little tricky to get that. Ppotdot's gonna fight Elec Man here without using the select button. Elec Man, kind of famously one of the harder bosses in the series if you don't know how to kill him, because 3 hits from his weapon and you're done.
Okay, Sage got the magnet beam. No soft lock. He did have some trouble there, but we're good. It's so hard to get out of the wall sometimes.
Just getting that beam can make or break a Mega Man 1 run, and I'm sure. Well, Sage has knows he has his work cut out for him after that one.
Alright, so Ppotdot now in Iceman stage. We're gonna see some more zips here. And Ppotdot does go for the ice pixel setup, I believe. He doesn't use the buffers. So let's see if he gets it, how many tries it might take.
One of the best things about Ppotdot speedruns is always that it's all in all the time. There's no in between. So I guess the only in between is if he knows he doesn't have it, he is going to progress without it, just because going through the rest of Iceman stage with no beam in a race situation is painful.
Yeah, no one wants to stand on top of those face platform things. I'm sure they have a name, but these guys coming up.
They might, and he's gonna have to ride at least one of them. I think he goes back to the Yoku block room now. See, Mega Man 1, very slidey, and of course this is Iceman stage. So this is one of the things we always like to say about races. Know your backups.
Wait, Ppotdot practiced the Yokus?
I mean, you practice everything at least a couple of times, just to make sure you know it.
I never have. If I'm in this situation, I am just tilting.
Ppotdot had 1 beam and he knew it, so he's just getting out of there. Sage, meanwhile, into Iceman stage. And now you get to see why we usually have a magnet beam to get over these silly platforms.
So from what I understand, these platforms are RNG the way they move? Is that right?
They've got to be. I honestly couldn't tell you. I know that a lot of people are mad that those platforms, sometimes you think you land on them and Mega Man goes right through them, and it's a giant mystery.
Yeah, the edges of them are very misleading.
Ppotdot in chat just saying, heckin' ice. So Ppotdot's going to finish off Iceman, presumably with the Elec beam and its massive hitbox. Sage is getting the setup, though. That's what Ppotdot wanted to do.
He did the buffer setup, so it's way more free.
Yeah, if you get a magnet beam kind of just high enough on the screen so that Mega Man's head is scraping against the top edge of the screen, strange things happen in this game. And, well, here it goes. No, he's not going for it. He doesn't think he has it.
Yeah, he didn't have the right height on it. Not a big deal. That second one isn't a big deal because you don't have Yokus to deal with afterwards.
Sage going for some corridor zips, and there it is. You can kind of see
Nice.
it. Yeah. You get that beam, but just the right height, and the game lets Mega Man land on it, but he can't actually walk. And if you look left, Mega Man zips along the whole corridor. Ppotdot doing really the exact same thing there with that little one beam. There are some setups for these. They just take a lot longer than knowing how to just jump and shoot the beam.
Yeah, it's pretty much how all those zips work, where you're putting Mega Man's head right up to the ceiling, standing on a magnet beam, and the game just doesn't squish you, which is great. It just pushes you out.
Nothing in these games trying to squish you just yet. Fireman has, I think, one of my favorite zips in the game right here. Just jump and bonk off the ceiling, and that's not actually a pit.
Yeah, it's so easy to do that I'm sure casual players do that without even knowing.
So I think Ppot, he's setting up for it here. So you mentioned the scores here. He's actually presumably looking at those numbers for a specific point to fire that beam. You can fire a beam underneath that platform on the next screen by doing a little bit of a screen wrap, grabbing the ladder at the bottom of the screen to climb off the top of the screen. We told you Mega Man 1 was a questionably programmed game at sometimes, but you know we absolutely love it all the same.
Yeah, I love how screen wraps work, and apparently they don't really fix it in the coming games. Well, kinda. But that last fire zip that Ppot did, that's mostly a ladder. We use the ladder as a visual cue.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot to look at, actually.
There's a lot of zips where you end up looking kind of at Mega Man's toe and looking for the black outline of the sprite against the edge of a rung of the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
Please feel free to everybody, come check out the Mega Man Speedrun Discord, check out the Mega Man leaderboards. We love new runners, and we can get much more detailed explanations than we can work in the middle of a race.
Yeah, this run is pretty complex with how broken it is and how many exploits we can take advantage of.
So, yeah, into Bomb Man stage, which I still every now and again see the old casual, like Nintendo Power sort of routes from the 90s. I always said, do Bomb Man first, do Bomb Man first. And here we are on Bomb Man 5th.
Yeah, because they didn't know about Magnet Beam. And there's another huge zip in this stage.
So yeah, using ice early on, you want to freeze that Sniper Joe in place. The ice slasher does do a good job of locking enemies into place, so you can just get right past them. But here Ppot's going to go for the zip. He's going for a faster setup instead of the ladder setup. Those like bullet builds kind of enemies also like spawn based on where Mega Man is, so they can be a little annoying. That beam, sometimes the beam, if you place it in the wrong spot, Mega Man it just can't land on it from where he is.
Mm-hmm,
That's again getting on that one beam, putting another beam on top of it, using that to grab the ladder. Then you have to shoot another beam to the left and push select because Mega Man's in spikes. And if you zip through spikes, it turns out you still die, but you have some level of iframes during that select unpause animation.
Yeah, after you release B to release your magnet beam, the beginning of the beam, like the distance from Mega Man is kind of varies a lot. I think it depends on how long you were pressing B. Oh, Sage.
So I missed what happened to Sage, but we're respawning here at the midway point.
Yeah, he fell down the ladder because he took damage from the bullet guy, I believe. And of course, in Mega Man 1, even if you're in iframes, you still die immediately if you touch spikes.
So welcome to Gutsman stage. If you're doing the game without glitches, you end up in Gutsman first. And the main reason it's really, really cool that we can get Magnet Beam without Gutsman's weapon is this exact section. If you have Magnet Beams, there are a couple of strats to get over it. Ppot right now kind of riding that first platform out. That's the safer of the two strats. Just because you get to have a lot extra height, and you don't have to worry about landing on another platform. Because obviously, you get those three beams stacked on top of each other, you run out of screen to put more magnet beams.
When Sage hit the spikes, it was actually because the beam was too far to land on. He didn't get hit by the bullet. So yeah, exactly what we were talking about. He just couldn't land on it because the beam began a little bit too far from him.
And Sage going straight to the platform strat. Just has these med bullets following him across the screen here. Ppot wants to get some shots here. I know everybody likes to joke about what is actually the worst weapon in the Mega Man series. For my money, Hyper Bomb has to be high on this list. It might not be the worst, but it's in the conversation. Look at this thing. The explosion is nice, but that's with the select button and with that huge wind-up time. The good news is Ppot is out of Mega Man 1.
Yeah, but Mega Man 2, still no slides, so he's not a big fan.
Everybody's naming their favorite weapons here in chat. Super Arm from Gutsman himself is a clear utility item. I mean, it is what it is. It does its job. It's not a particularly awesome weapon, but it at least functions as advertised. We're going to have to see Sagehero's fight here against Gutsman, who may or may not decide to jump out of the way of the bomb while Ppotdot starts Mega Man 2 in Flashman stage.
Yeah, Flashman, a really easy stage. Ppot also playing on the US version, so it's going to be the normal difficulty with the very long text in the cutscenes and the weapon get screens.
You can see here Sagehero has a Gutsman that's just not cooperating. Just hoping to get some hits. Finally gets the kill.
Yeah, if that explosion didn't kill, he would probably have died.
So yeah, people might ask, what is the difference between Mega Man 2 normal and Mega Man 2 difficult? The short version is not that... It's mostly damage. The actual layout of the stages are pretty much the same. Mega Man on normal does twice as much damage to things. So Flashman's going to take 4 points of damage from a bullet. Other bosses will take more points of damage. It makes the game a lot easier in that sense. I believe on normal you also have a much higher drop rate for refills. And of course we can get into language differences from there, where the Japanese cart does not have a normal mode, and thus saves a lot of time in this weapon get cutscene that Ppot's about to see.
Yeah, the Rockman 2 Japanese version is slightly faster just because of the text, but a lot harder if you're not if you're not very comfortable with Mega Man 2, especially with those boss fights.
Yeah, especially like the flash fight. There's a setup here, and we can talk about it a little bit when Sage gets there, where every time you hit Flashman with a bullet, he's gonna jump, and you can use that to manipulate him in into a known pattern. Whether you're on normal or difficult, there are strategies to land the 7 or 14 shots you need.
Yeah, the fight is really cool actually, because the way the iframes work on the bosses, you could shoot multiple lemons, and if the boss is in iframes, and you hit him with another lemon, it just doesn't get consumed. It goes through the boss, and when the iframes run out, if the lemon is still making contact, it does the damage immediately.
Nice fight from Sage. Ppot has opted to go to Heatman second. Sage, you want to talk about routes, or should I talk about routes?
Sage?
Sage, mellow. Wow.
Nah,
I told you I was tired.
Yeah, I know, you just had a 2-hour race. The routes, well, the Heat second route, from what I know, is faster. Why is it faster? I don't know.
So, Heat faster heat faster. Both stages, air and heat, can save time in the other stage. It turns out that going to heat second and air third is a little faster than going to air second and heat third. If you go to air second, you get to skip this whole section here with item 2. But if you have item 1 going to airman stage, well, I'm sure we're going to get to see it. And it turns out that's the bigger time save. We want to go to flash before either of these because having item 3 here in Heatman stage is great to do a zip. Ppotdot just did the zip probably like 30 seconds ago now. We just didn't even talk about it.
Yeah, more zips in Mega Man 2. You use your items, item 1 or 3 to, or even with 2, to push Mega Man into the ceiling.
No!
You know what, Mr. Guy, can you explain how the zips work? Because I'm not very versed at these.
So I kind of know how they work. I don't really know specifically why they work, as Ppotdot sends Heatman into the abyss here. But there's a lot of items that kind of go up. Item 3 and item 1 are the big ones, although you can use item 2 in a magnet beam-like sense in a few spots. And if you can push Mega Man into the ceiling, you have options. And at that point, what really kind of happens inside the game, it says, well, you're not supposed to be in the wall. How do I get things out of the wall? And it decides to push things to the right until they're no longer in a wall. So just like that stage goes up, you push A, and this is true, 4 to 7 frames later, you push left.
Yeah, so
And
anytime
the game just says, you should go to the right now.
if you get pushed into the ceiling and you're off the screen, you have to do an A trigger. But if you are still on screen, you can do a B trigger, which is much easier.
Yeah, we'll see one of those in Metal Man stage. So let's talk about Airman for a second here. Heatman, there's stuff to explain about that fight and its intricacies, but we're about to see what item 1 can do in Airman stage. Honestly, just watch.
Yeah, watch and hold on to your butts, because this is very intense.
Missed the edge of the platform.
Yeah, going for fast air there, you want to minimize damage, of course. And on that last one, you could kind of sneak by and land on the edge of that Lightning Lord, but it's still extremely tight.
So, Ppotdot is opting to take a game over here to get the weapon refill. Why the switch to heat? Mega Man 2 and 1 are just full of interesting little factoids here. Heat is actually a chargeable weapon, like the Mega Buster in the later half of the series on the NES. And it makes a sound effect when you die, well, when you fire it. And if you have a charge, take a death in a pit, and then release the heat charge, that sound effect, for lack of a better phrase, cancels the death sound and makes you respawn faster, and it's worth switching to heat to do it.
Yeah, even though you have the menu, it makes the respawn of Mega Man so much faster. And he does the strat.
Yep, we will see that as part of the scripted strat later on in a couple of zips. Runners kind of know when they're improvising in a race situation, they want to game over fast and get items back because that's just the strat they're comfortable with. Yeah, just switch to heat if you need a tactical death for whatever the reason.
So Ppotdot was even able to despawn the first Lightning Lord this time around, so much more clean.
Sage is going for it here as well. Has an opportunity to get back a chunk of time with Ppotdot eating the death. Both runners just going for insane strats. He's spawning the Lightning Lord, let's go.
Yeah, he's not going for fast air, he's just going to ride the clouds, but it's much safer, so he shouldn't die. Oh, never mind. Why did I say that?
Why did you say that? What are you doing to him?
Classic mistake, jumping into the Lightning Lord at that position.
So Airman on normal takes 7 buster shots. That was that. Ppotdot with a pretty clean fight. As he's putting here in chat, now it's time for the best stage in Mega Man 2. So as long as we're watching Sage here and we've got a little bit of time while Ppotdot's getting a weapon, Mello, I think Sage mentioned something to you before this race.
Yes, Sage DM'd me and he wanted us to know that he will donate $1 to the prize pool for every minute between him and Ppot.
So that's right. It's worth noting here. Speedgaming Live does have prize pools for their tournaments. I don't know the link off the top of my head, but keep your eyes out on the Speedgaming family of networks watching these tournaments over the next week, getting to the actual live event in Virginia later this year. And, if you want to throw in on the prize pool, if you want to help make some decisions going into next year, keep an eye out for it. So Ppot is going for the Biggie setup, not getting it.
Yeah, going for Biggie. That's such a tight setup. Now he's going to do the back. Nope, that's too far. So he wants to put an item one, yeah, right there so you can get pushed up into that corner.
Yeah,
and now he's actually, which screen? I don't know what screen he's on now.
Oh my goodness. He's walking through a bunch of screens, and because he did some weird stuff, the game doesn't have screen barriers on the side to stop him from just walking to the right. So Mega Man's X position keeps going forward, even though we see that screen. Eventually he climbs down that ladder that was here in the checkpoint screen, but because there's no screen below that screen, the game says, well, I guess you're in a pit, and kills Mega Man. That's why, again, right, switching the heat to make the respawn go faster.
And when he does respawn, he's at the checkpoint. It's magical.
There's a lot of weird stage maps here. This is going for the crash crime here, which involves putting item 3 on the wall. The birds, the peepees, spawn based on the direction Mega Man is facing. That's part of the Airman stage manips as well. So there's a lot going on here for landing on these platforms, jumping off them, and still escaping the screen without any bad things happening. Ppot with a little menu adventure there, but we got to air.
And from what I know, Clash is Ppot's favorite stage.
I only know that because he said it in chat a few minutes ago, but...
Did he?
He did. I don't know if he got a frame-perfect push of the B button there, but usually Crash jumps whenever you fire, and he fired the air shooter into the air, and Crash was like, nah, I'm gonna walk. Sage also going for Big E here, not quite getting it.
Nah, he wasn't going for Biggie. He was just trying to get out of that screen as fast as possible, but the tellies were in his way. And tellies. Can't hide.
In these zip setups, it really does start becoming what's going on here. That zip there on screen 2 does use the B trigger that you talked about earlier, where instead of pushing A, you can push B, and as long as Mega Man's in the item throwing animation, which I think is at least 16 frames, which is a literal eternity once you're good at the game, you can push left to go. Of course, that zip requires eating a death, and if you have no extra lives, well, sorry, Sage.
Then it's a game over.
There are one-ups in in Quickman stage that sometimes runners will get to make sure they have an extra one just in case. So Ppot getting into the ceiling Quickman stage. And here we go. This is a good example because watch the screen transition here. It's going to 2 screens further down, and then it just sort of snaps back to the screen it's supposed to be.
Yes, he walks to the left to get back onto this screen. So now he's on the screen that you actually see.
Yeah. So it's a really good visual representation of how the game thinks you're on one screen, it kind of loads it. Even when you walk along it, you're on that screen, but you're seeing the screen that's supposed to be at that level of scrolling around. The game's memory of where Mega Man is and what's on screen are just fighting with each other the whole time. Ppot not going for the zip here, just taking a walk to the end of the stage.
Don't want to risk a soft lock, at least not yet.
Yeah, it is a potential soft lock if you fail that zip here, so no problem in a race. Just get to the end of the stage.
Sage now working on the climb of Clash's stage.
Quickman, I think, is famous for being weak to Flashman's weapon, but turns out Crashman's weapon kills him a lot faster.
And even faster on normal mode.
So Sage making the climb here.
Yeah, so Sage was facing left on the ladder, which is why PP spawn on the left, and you can't avoid those baby birds when it does.
That's why I like that item 3 can like catch you there, if nothing else, and you can do some things, but obviously you want to not get hit at all for the fastest strats. Ppotdot in the ceiling and the B trigger here. You can see Mega Man turning left with his arm in that throwing animation. That, I believe, is the single longest horizontal zip in the game.
Saves so much time. That section really sucks to play.
And yeah, I would say too, if you are looking to pick up Mega Man 2 and learn this game with zips, Bubble Man, Metal Man, and Heat Man, I would say are like the zips. Like, go and learn those 3 first. They're pretty comfy zips, and they save a ton of time. They're a great way to get into this game.
And most people come in playing zipless. I don't know why.
Because it's easier to play zipless. Until you find out all the hard, insane strats they do to save even more time. Funny thing about Metal Man, he only jumps to shoot when you push B. So you should hold B walking into the room with the weapon that auto-fires.
And the B is actually never triggered. Also, if you don't cross the midsection of the room, he stays on the right side, so you can just keep shooting him there.
It's a good stage from Ppotdot. Also, I mean, we'll talk about that in a minute. Sages here in the quick zip. This is always one of the most like terrifying sections of the game. You actually have to have flash for the zip. Otherwise, you end up in a position where you can't escape the lasers.
I don't know how Ppotdot's item 2 was on the ground at the start there. It's fine. It's fine. As long as he gets good wood, and he does have lives, it's fine.
So we're using flash here. You're supposed to be fighting these sort of fire-breathing lion mid-bosses here. Nice mini-zip there. And you can flash to stop them from even spawning and just keep walking. You do need that mini-zip to be able to outrun the third one spawning.
Did you call them lions?
Lions, tigers, bears.
They're totally a wolf.
I don't know, they're creatures. If you want to talk about adventures in Out of Bounds, by the way, this is the good wood zip. Ppotdot's walking through the long screen with the monkeys on like the logs. That's later right now. He's going to get to the end here. Same as the Elec Man, you push B and down at the same time, except while you're shooting, and quick makes that easier.
Okay.
Yep. You want to pause to extend the zip there, because Mega Man falls slower when you pause, and Ppotdot paused too late, but recognized it, got to the ladder. Here's the last screen. And he zipped and fell in a pit, but he was in either this screen or the next screen. Thus the good wood zip, you just respawn right there in the boss corridor.
Yes, very nice, very nice. Don't play the game, just zip through it.
The fun thing about that is you really do have a 2-screen window to push A to fall in that pit. If you push it too early, you just go back to the midpoint. If you push it too late, you end up in a sort of memory-corrupted version of Wily 3, and you don't want to be there.
Sage barely getting past that last lion wolf with the flash stopper.
Quadruped. I think that's a word.
I think so. Alright, so Ppotdot now in Bubble, the 8th Robot Master for Mega Man 2.
Oh, those items you got away from him. Oh, Sage. I don't think he's going to get to that. He's trying to find the ladder on the right side. He might have it. Wow.
Barely. Yeah, if he didn't get that, he would have to take a death and try again. And of course, this zip requires a death, so if he had 0 lives left, he would just game over.
Good wood, I think.
Goodish.
Ppotdot not quite getting on his item 1s. I'm told that the way to do that is to say cucumber as you jump and fire the item 1 at the end of the word cucumber, and you will end up in the correct position.
That's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, but it has served me so well.
And what's the point of that helper item one that people do? I see no point for that one.
So the fastest way to do it is to put the item one down as you're falling, and try and jump onto it. And then the second one goes in there more as a function of, oh no, did I screw up the first item one? Let me put another item one there. I thought Sage was missing a robot in there.
No, I see people like drop the first item one, the one that you zip with, and then they use the second one, and they jump onto that, and then the first item one.
That's probably so that they can jump and jump again faster. And that's 8 robots, so Ppotdot getting ready to play Mega Man 3 here. This
Finally.
sweet title screen music.
Slides.
You know, Ppotdot using Flash zipless strats here. Let's go. Not Ppotdot, Sage. He has to navigate this entire long section now, rather than just zipping through it. And you can see the moles here, the little screw enemies, are just doing a number on his health. Ppotdot can slide!
Yep, and Ppotdot doing the magnet first route.
Still my favorite route. It's not the fastest route, but it's my favorite route.
It's alright. I mean, Ppotdot has a better time than me, I believe. Well, plenty of magnet first runners have a better time than me.
So what's new in Mega Man 3, Mello? What's new in this game?
Besides the slide? What? I don't know. Eating inputs?
Good boy Rush!
Oh yeah, Rush.
Wow!
Yeah, I forgot about the dog.
So Ppotdot's gonna get on the Yokus here. So there are three routes to this game that are fairly comparable. Gemini first, Magnet first, and Top first. And the worst thing about Magnet first is having to go through those Yoku block, the disappearing block rooms. Both of the other routes get rushed yet before this point and are able to just fly over it.
Yeah, the Yokus in this aren't too bad.
Yeah, they're pretty free.
But
although even they have like little things, because Mega Man 3, as it's a well-known fact, it's literally crafted from the essence of lag. Kind of distilled since the 1700s. It slows down the game no matter what you do.
yeah, I think this is the laggiest one out of 1 through 6, right?
Oh, probably. Ppotdot jumping over Magnet Man there to cancel the sort of attraction magnet shield animation to get Magnet Man to go back across the screen. A crazy strat with his health, but it worked.
Yeah, if you get the RNG where he does the magnet thing and you have to deboost so often, it is faster than when he goes up, but if you don't have the health to do it, you're just losing time.
Yeah, Mega Man 3 is extremely laggy, and we're going to talk about all the ways it's extremely laggy as we do this. Sage, with that item 1 there, needs to be a little further left. You want that 1 to the left of the platform. Right here, we're going to kill the bees. Not the bees! Because the bees are extremely laggy. They spawn like 5 of them at a time, and we hate that.
At one time I farmed all the baby bees just to see how laggy it gets, and my conclusion is very laggy.
How many years did you age while those bees were on screen?
Oh man, it killed me a little bit.
Please answer in dog years.
A whole 7.
Hardman stage does get to also be Rush Coil the stage to a certain extent. It's very easy to get Coil out, use it to do a lot of things like kill that first bee. It's required in that second screen. Well, a Rush item is required at least.
It's really cool how you could despawn Rush in this game without menuing, just to take out that sprite and utilize lemons without having to menu.
Yeah, if you have Rush on screen and you are sliding and you push start, Rush just disappears in this game, which is something you really would only want to use in the context of I don't want to switch away from Rush, but I also want to get rid of the Rush sprite so that there's less lag.
Yeah, in Mega Man 3 and 4, you can't bring up the menu while you're in a slide, but in Mega Man 3, if you try to menu during a slide, you get rid of Rush. That's cool.
So here's Hardman, despite the name. Fairly easy boss.
And of course, Ppot makes a pretty simple fight way more complex.
Well, Hardman freezes the screen when he does that sort of headbutt, pile driver, fall into the ground to try and attack Mega Man move. If you get hit by it on the ground, Mega Man sort of breaks free of everything being frozen. This stage passes up the 1-up that should have been here in the last game.
Yeah, you need at least half health to do the fast Hardman fight, to take the 2 contact damage.
Here's a definitely not laggy screen. Top Man, first screen. With all these weird enemies. Let's just leave.
Yeah. And for the longest, I thought those jumping enemies were like rabbits, but apparently they're some type of frog.
I don't know what... They're lag. And you can't hit them. It's impossible. I'm going to steal a phrase from my Mario 3 speedrunning friends here and say that the Met Dozers allegedly have hitboxes.
Yeah, speaking of enemies you can't hit, those Met Dozers are really weird, have really weird hitboxes.
Alright, now Mello, what are your thoughts on these cats?
They have fleas. If you leave them alive long enough, they try to spread their fleas onto you. It's disgusting.
You know, he's actually right. 5 magnets kill him, though, so that's good. If you are doing top first, that's where this game kind of gets its reputation as a Masher's Paradise. It takes 9 buster shots to take down the cats, and doing that in 1 or 2 jumps can be tricky. Ppot, what are you doing?
Oh yeah, he switches to hard, and I think he sometimes shoots it also to like kind of stay levitated in air a little bit during that top section.
There's a lot of little tricks to make that last screen of top go faster, and they all terrify me.
So both of these
I'm being told by the Colonel Fatso that it's 10 hits to kill a cat, not 9. So there you go.
Yeah, it's pretty mash heavy, jump mash heavy if you
Speaking
don't have
bees,
magnet. Ooh, bees.
You can hear Mega Man sliding on the ground. Ow.
You can hear the buzzing. Shadow Man. Love this song. Sage turning around to kill that first monkey. You definitely don't want it to chase you down the room because that is very laggy.
I thought he just didn't like the monkey.
Yeah, that too.
So, laggy screens. Here is the dark room of Shadow Man.
Very fun room.
Yeah, it's a fun room, and like the more you can kill these enemies, and the more you know where to jump in the dark, the faster it can go, and like it feels really good when you get through this at any level of just clean movement, even if it's not necessarily the fastest.
You want to kill those grenades as soon as they spawn because their explosion lingers and can still hit you. You could go and make contact with it after you've already killed them.
Ppot catching 1 drop, 2 drops, missing a 3rd drop.
It's okay, just hold A.
He's out of ammo, but he made it.
One of the luxuries of Magnet First, that section is a lot safer.
So topspin. A lot of people really hate topspin. It's actually really powerful. The trick with Shadow Man and topspin is if you are using topspin in an enemy, it uses ammo for pretty much, I'm just going to say every frame. It's probably close to true. You're inside that enemy's hitbox. And if Shadow Man has iframes, you're just going to watch all of your topspin drain away. So you have to be a little careful with it.
Yeah, it's powerful. I can acknowledge that it's powerful, but I still hate it.
Yeah, we can hate it, but it's actually a much better weapon than it has a reputation for. But that's mostly because it
could be exploited.
It's hard to use well.
The properties of topspin can be exploited in the Wily stages, mostly, so we're not going to get to see that, but that's when top kind of redeems itself.
Ppot not trusting that platform, not trusting his A button. Gemini Screen 1 is another notorious screen for just being insanely hard to do
very
well.
precise.
Yeah.
You need precise movements,
And if we
precise
want to
lemons.
talk about things that lag the game,
Music, surprisingly.
so it turns out Proto Man's theme lags the game less than Gemini Man's music, which is a shame because Gemini Man's stage has some nice music.
And when Proto Man's theme is over, the music doesn't begin because we skipped that cutscene, the game is confused. So all we have is sound effects and a lot less lag.
So the silence here is good. There's less lag. The NES has less work to do by not playing music. This is actually true. And one other funky mechanic of sliding in Mega Man 3, the first 8 frames of your slide, you can't jump out of it. It takes, I'm not going to say like 10 or 12 frames, but it takes, not very many more than 8 frames to slide from the far left location on a single tile to the far right location on that tile. Ppotdot, stay on the platforms. Oh god.
Ppotdot killed one of those dragonflies behind him by shooting up. That had to be like pixel perfect or something, frame perfect.
Well, as he said in chat, well, we didn't die.
Yeah, and that's because there was no music. When there is music and you're traversing that section above the water, it's so hard to platform.
That is where you might consider making the call to 1-800-ARMORINE. But not today. It's faster to it's faster to just slide on those platforms as much as you can and go for it.
Yeah, don't watch my PB.
Don't watch mine either. Stage fighting menu boss, but finding Shadow Man. He's keeping up now. Honestly, a lot of the zips and weirdness of Mega Man 1 and 2 can... Well, they can be weird. They can be kind of hard to keep up with sometimes. And I think, honestly, both runners have been playing a lot cleaner since getting into sliding Mega, as we sometimes call them.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, not being able to jump out of your slide for the first 8 frames, it is really weird, but there's a lot of good things about this game's slide. Like, it doesn't matter if you're underwater, if you overlap some other sprite or whatever, like, you could always jump out of your slide after that 8 frames at least.
Yeah, we won't be able to jump out of slides underwater again until Mega Man 7.
But I don't like that you could jump out of your slide while you're still holding down. Because sometimes I like to just mash slides, especially if it's laggy.
Oh no. I'm seeing what Ppotdot just wrote there in chat.
Yeah, we all know.
So there was a famous speedrunner who once got really mad at this weapon, and his name was Nadua! I probably just woke up my son.
Yeah, with the Gemini laser, only one can be on screen at a time, and you can't menu off of it to despawn it. You just have to watch it bounce around the room and hopefully make contact with something, or eventually leave the room.
Also, the Gemini laser, one of the laggier weapons, even if it is a very powerful weapon. So, as it bounces around the room, your only real option is to cry, which is unfortunate.
That's true. It's made of, what, 3 different sprites?
Yeah.
It's interesting. You could actually shoot it onto one of those spikes that come out of the ceiling in the Needleman stage, and as it gets deflected, you could see the 3 different sprites break apart.
Nope, can't cancel any of the weapons in this game. Mostly.
Except for Rush.
Yeah, but that's not part of 46 Robots, so we're gonna leave that as the teaser for the full Mega Man 3 run.
I wish we could find more uses for it.
Alright, so while we're getting here through the end of Sparkman stage, which, again, we're gonna just make some decisions here. to really just reduce lag, not do anything else. These giant trash heaps, killing them is not required, doesn't do much, but it turns out it's worth it to kill them to reduce lag.
Just them existing, lying on the floor causes lag.
And this room, this is a awful room to try and go through. It's a good example of a room where if you know the speed strat, it's probably easier than almost every casual strat you can come up with for that room. Rush Jet maybe being the exception. But if you just do that, it's actually pretty easy to do.
Sage having a difficult time everywhere those tadpole eggs appeared.
So I'm used to Spark being last in Mega Man 3, but Ppotdot is going to Snake 8th, so... Sage is making the call.
Nice. Cozy Rush Marine. Look at all these nice things you can pick up along the way. What?
He's just going right past the E-Tank. Come on, man. You gotta watch your ammo count. You gotta watch the ammo. There we go. He's gonna switch there. He's gone into the menu, so now he's committed to getting out of Rush Marine, because Rush isn't gonna be there when he unpauses.
It's okay. I saw that he despawned the music, so he can handle a little bit of the platforming there.
Not allowed to despawn the music of Snake Man stage. I will fight that this is the best music of the first 6 games.
It's a good song, but we would despawn it if we could.
I understand. I understand. This is Rush Jet the stage. I like to joke that a lot of games have like one stage where you just do nothing but use Rush Jet, and this is that stage. Sage, kill Gemini, you've got him.
Yeah, which is weird because it's a Snake Man stage.
I guess dogs hate snakes.
No, why are we like flying in the air in Snake Man stage?
Yeah, that I don't know. There is one more lag reduction strat we're going to see in a little bit here. Mega Man, the sprite of Mega Man itself generates lag. Just everything generates lag. So getting Mega Man off the top of the screen so the game doesn't have to draw him reduces lag. It's good for skipping those mid-bosses that allegedly exist. And it's good for this last screen, where there's just a lot of weird things going on. Or you could just, fly over the whole mess.
And how are we able to fly over this whole thing?
Well, it turns out that in the first game, they only took energy away from Rush Jet if you were actually riding Rush Jet, if you weren't actually standing on him. And so we jump a lot, because then we're not standing on Rush. It saves energy. See, it was good. Whatever we told everybody, go out there, save energy, and you could just fly over Snake Man stage.
Nice
kill.
snake fight, yeah.
So while Ppotdot is going into Mega Man 4, I do want to shout out that we got our hands on the Speedgaming Live 2023 prize pool contribution link. It's out there in the chat right now. SGLIVE.speedgaming.org. You're interested in either contributing to the prize pool to make these events more fun, more interesting, or just making decisions on what games might be played next year. I know they have those usually. So I don't know if they're doing that for 2024 yet, but go check it out.
Sage's health is really low. He had to avoid that Stomper completely at the end of Needle Man stage. Hopefully he doesn't take too much damage in this fight. Oh,
Ppotdot going for the jump.
There we go.
He's got it.
It's always scary when someone plays Pharaoh first in a race.
That's the yeah, it is. So there's 2 main routes for Mega Man 4, Pharaoh first or Bright first. And the scary part about going to Pharaoh Man first is that jump that Ppotdot made. It's very easy to just miss the jump straight up. It's a very far jump to have to make without Rush Coil. And it's also very easy for that weird fly, for lack of a better phrase.
It's a fly.
To just drop shots on you and just knock you out of the air. You can get sniped, and then no balloon for you. Balloon works very similarly to Item 1 from Mega Man 2, and then you just kind of make a platform for yourself, and you can jump on it, and it's a lot of fun. It saves a lot of time. It's not as useful for zips, but we'll hopefully see one.
Yeah, Balloon is really interesting. They could kill you.
Yeah. They realized that, hey, remember how in Mega Man 2 we had zips? What if we made the ceiling kill Mega Man? So if the zip goes wrong, we get to see that effect too.
The balloon can push Mega Man into the ceiling and crush him. That's hilarious.
So here's Pharaoh Man. Pharaoh Man, weak to Bright, but it's faster to kill him with not Bright. Because Bright more just kind of locks him into place and makes him hard to fight. So we just want to hit him with full charge shots, which, by the way, welcome to Mega Man 4. We have full charge shots now.
Oh, yes. Oh, and in Mega Man 3 and 4, you want to kill bosses in the center because the fanfare doesn't begin until the explosion bubbles get off the screen. So what happened to Ppotdot there was very unfortunate with Pharaoh Man jumping all the way to the corner.
It's unfortunate and sadly very common for Pharaoh Man to just troll us all and get into the corner. One more fun thing about Mega Man 4, and I missed if Ppotdot got it or not. You want to, I mean, you always want to be centered in a lot of these games so that Mega Man doesn't have to walk to the center of the screen. I think that started in Mega Man 3 technically. But in Mega Man 4, there's a little bit of an extra bonus if you're actually on the pixel, and we'll see that as Ppotdot goes into Bright Man stage. Stage hero, almost the end of Snake. Going into that Snake fight.
Yeah, I love the magic pixel at the center of the room after you kill the boss. You could do it at the end of each boss, and it didn't look like he got the jump skip in Pharaoh.
Yeah, that one's harder to get.
Yeah.
Sage with a very clean Snake Man fight, by the way. You love to see it.
I wonder if Ppotdot does bright balloons.
He wouldn't.
No.
Okay. So, if Bright first versus Pharaoh first, it's fairly comparable which one you do, unless you see this really slow-moving grasshopper here. It turns out we borrowed some of Mega Man's 3 lag and we built it into these grasshoppers. Also, they can just decide to go slow. And one way to make this screen go a lot faster is to use balloons and jump over the giant pile of spikes and hope you can deboost enough to make it. And if you do it properly, you don't even lag the game too much to make it still worth it to go and do it faster. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, cut out all the RNG involved with those stupid grasshoppers.
Ppotdot jumping through these dark screens here, killing a few enemies. You might have caught on the second to the third platform. He was just walking on the right edge of the platform. That's a thing. It's as easy as it looks.
Yeah, it won't let you walk off. Okay,
so you hold B, go into the boss room, and you got a Pharaoh shot over your head.
So, yeah, I think
a couple of things going on here. You saw one normal uncharged Pharaoh shot get fired into Bright Man there. Bright Man, like most Robot Masters on the NES, has 28 hit points. And
math.
he will use the Flash Stopper on 16 hit points, 4 hit points, and 8 hit points. I don't know why I went in that order, but it's a true statement. Pharaoh shot does 3 points of damage. And so the math works out that, yeah, you want to hit it for that 1 point of damage so that he never lands on a I will use Flash Stopper now value, thus making the fight a little bit faster.
Yeah, so if you mess up and hit him with the wrong damage, then he might flash you, freeze you, and just body slam you.
And yeah, contact damage from bosses in Mega Man 4 is notoriously a lot. Yeah, anybody not named Pharaoh Man does 8 points of damage. Get out of there. If you're standing, you won't get crushed by the balloon. It's only if you're sliding that the balloon can, I guess, apply enough pressure. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. As soon as Mega Man tries to stand up, if he can't stand up, he'll just die.
You also see the balloons like not really able to spawn properly when they're fired right up against the wall, but you see that white flash. I believe you have about 16 frames to use what would have been the balloon's hitbox, which, again, a literal eternity once you're used to it, especially if you're expecting it.
And
so,
it is
better to here, stage, making the balloon jump. You love it. You love it.
If you can jump off of the balloon while it despawns into the wall, that's better because it's less lag. And oh yeah, and Sage into Mega Man 4 now, so now's his chance to catch up.
This is Sage's game. It's not that Ppotdot's bad at this game, but it is Sage's game of the two of them. I'm not going to check the leaderboard to make sure that's a true statement. I'm just going to stick with it.
It's true. I don't know the differences between them. but I do know that this is Sage's game, as you said. I like that. Even if you fire the Pharaoh shot right away, things can get hit right above you, as if you were charging it.
So as we're skipping the last mid-boss of Ringman, the mid-boss of the stage, the video game, let's talk about Pharaoh shot a little bit more. Sage sliding off the end of that, I guess. So you have that orb of Pharaoh shot over your head, but it turns out when that hits an enemy, it might go away, but you still have the charge shot. So you can hit and then shoot it, which makes it a lot faster to use than charge buster shots in a lot of scenarios.
That was an interesting fight.
Yeah, we definitely use that fact to our advantage.
It
does not work on the Game Boy games, by the way.
Good to know. That fight with Ringman is pretty scary, but Ppotdot had a lot of health for some reason. Normally you come into that fight with, what, like 2 HP?
Yeah, Ppotdot did have a lot of... Ringman stage is routed such that you are taking damage from a lot of things. You're deboosting through a lot of mid-bosses, and they all start hitting for, truckloads of damage. And you typically get to Ring with no hits to give.
And Colonel Fatso was the one that cursed Sage this time around. So just let it be known.
That's fair. It was the Colonel's fault. So for some reason, when Flash Stopper is active, the shield attackers don't have a shield, which is good. One other weird thing about Mega Man 4 that we're about to start seeing a lot more. The Flash Stopper does not protect you from spikes. That's not what I was going to say, but I think we have to point it out there.
Yeah, Dust stage is very dangerous, but go on with the Flash explanation.
Yeah, so Flash is supposed to last, I think, all of 5 seconds or so, and then it just, goes away and you get to keep going. It turns out that for whatever reason, as long as Mega Man is sliding, the timer of how long Flash is going to last just doesn't run. It just stops. So as long as you're sliding a lot, Flash will work a lot longer. And yes, Brightman's weapon is called the Flash Stopper.
Yeah, I think sliding actually pauses the timer for other things in this game too. I can't recall what, but it's more than just the Flash Stopper. It's really interesting how that works out.
So it's also worth pointing out that in Mega Man 4, your slide hitbox is it almost doesn't exist. Just watch this.
Nice. That's the
How?
fast. That's
How?
the fast cycle. Very good.
How? Yeah, in Mega Man 4, he's kind of squishy, and you can get pushed down by those blocks for a little bit before he actually explodes. Mega Man 5, they decided that porcelain was the order of the day, and if you got tapped on the head, speaking of balloons and Grasshopper, oh god.
Yep, these are the bright balloons
oh god.
he's talking about. He's got it. You got it. This is the only Grasshopper you ride for one jump.
So as laggy as that looked, it is faster than waiting on the Grasshoppers. Nice dust fight from Ppotdot.
Yeah, he got a couple sucks, but he had the HP to deboost to stop that pattern.
Yeah, Dustman sucks.
Yes, he does.
When Dustman starts going to that, suck pattern, he's invincible. You can't hurt him, and the fastest thing to do is to just let him hit you. It does 8 points of damage to Mega Man, but it also makes Dustman vulnerable again until he decides to suck a second time.
Yeah, Mega Man 4 is the heaviest with the RNG.
Shoutouts to Skullman's music.
And shoutouts to the Zip. The Mega Man 4 Zip.
Yep, it's so easy. Nobody's ever failed in a race before. Don't watch the race right before this where I failed that Zip. So this will then be the last stage we see Balloon get flexed. It's very useful for doing a lot of jumps. You need to do it for that zip, because if you have iframes, then the game does still zip you to the right. This is really the only place you can do it, and listen for the claps.
Yeah, the use of balloons in this stage is so great, and there's so many different variants of how you could use them, so many different strats. Ppot's health is a bit low, but he should be fine.
Yeah, that's a little low, but I think you're right. He might even get a drop from one of these skeletons. And this is a good example of a screen where if you weren't sliding a lot, there's no way that this one flash topper would last the entirety of the screen. But here we are.
Yeah. And you could tell how good someone's movement is, whether or not they need another flash.
So the fun fact department for Skullman is that Skullman does not actually do anything until you do something. If you walk in that room and you just stand there, Skullman will just stand there, and Mega Man will blink first.
That was great RNG by Skullman, by the way. That was the shortest duration skull barrier.
Oh, that's true. The only RNG is how long does the barrier stay up. So if you walk towards Skullman, he will fire shots. If you shoot at Skullman, he will jump towards you and activate the barrier. He will not do the same thing 3 times in a row. So that entire fight is scripted, and he did exactly what we wanted him to do. And the fight was otherwise well executed. So good job, Ppot. Good job.
Ready for the water stage?
So again, we want to be sliding as much as possible to extend this flash, but unfortunately, it's just a lot of jumps needed. You see the screen jerking here because Ppot is canceling these slides, because you can't actually jump out of a slide while you're underwater in this game. It has to do with foreground objects or something. The point is you can't jump underwater. So Mega Man 6, a game that Ppot is intimately familiar with, also does not let you jump out of slides and sentence.
Ever.
So left cancels, as we lovingly call them, are kind of his wheelhouse.
Turn cancels.
The turn cancels? Yeah, that works. I guess there might be a couple of right cancels here and there. So you're going to see a few of those just to gain little bits of faster slide movement, and then, no, I need to stop this so I can jump now. Even if it's only 2 tiles. Are we going to get the wire today?
And Ppot finds a way
Ooh.
to... Ppot finds places to implement turn cancels for slides anywhere he can. I feel like he actively looks for them in every run.
What a madman. So here's Dive Man. They call him Dive Man, but he spins across the screen in kind of a drill attack, so I don't know what's going on there. But he opens with that sort of torpedo move, and if you're close to him, he will always keep on trying to get into you. And after 3 of them, kind of like Skullman won't do the same thing 3 times in a row, Dive Man won't do the same thing 4 times in a row. So then that missile comes out. Skull Barrier, kind of a cheap shield weapon, cheap in that it only uses 2 units of energy. Stage, good.
Nice.
Good. Nice.
Ppot almost got the absorption animation skip at the end of Dive Man's fights, but it looked like he didn't jump high enough. He did have the magic pixel though, so...
So yeah, Skull Barrier is actually a pretty good weapon, even though it doesn't like fire in any direction like the other shields do across the series. But it's good. It's good.
Nice slide chains by Sage getting under that stomper that gave him the short hop.
Oh, nice. You need to basically be frame perfect with your shields slides, as I recall. Yeah, Sage saying that the RNG was his fault. We'll take his word for it. He probably missed a couple of shots in there.
Yeah, he did. And he does have, what, exactly 8 health, so yeah, he couldn't deboost.
Yeah. So the last screen of Drillman stage is a great example of that flash stopper. It's kind of like, can you make it across this whole screen on a single flash, or will you end up using a second one? And if your name is Chelney and you have the world record, you will make it across the whole screen. I know there are others that can do it, but I'm going to call out Chelney. You saw Ppot got it in a whole extra slide before he was able to actually use it again, because if it's still active, you'll just fire buster shots.
Mm-hmm.
So continuing the trend of Dive Man uses this kind of drilling attack. Drill Man dives into the ground, I don't know who named these robots, but...
And it's RNG how many times he decides to dive.
Oh, wow.
Perfect RNG.
Nice.
Mega Man 4 not helping out Sage.
It's trying. I feel like he's gained a little bit of ground in here, but...
It's not Mega Man 4ing Ppotdot enough.
It's not. In this screen of skull, I love that like the caterpillars just spawn and just stay there.
Yeah, that's another room where you only need one flash, and if you do need a second flash, you should probably practice.
That room, yeah. This last Skull Joe room is kind of like that too. I want to be a little careful with it sometimes. This first screen of Toad, you know, we talked a little bit about Bomb first, about Magnet first, or whatever. The old wisdom from the magazines was Toad first, because Toad, man, very easy Robot Master, very easy Robot Master. This stage is a mess.
Yeah, especially this room here. The water can hide drops, and of course it's pushing Mega Man.
So yeah, it's another room where if you're good, you can get through it in one flash. Much more likely, you'll end up using a second one. That was a mid boss. Trust me. Trust me. I run this game.
It's a snail, right?
Yeah. This is also a snail. I want to back boost there, get up there, jump through the transition. Good job. Little time saves. Little time save. You also want to. You're not just flashing these robots, these fish to make it faster. I believe the splashes lag the game.
Yeah, and the way they jump out of the water, you can't just slide and jump as fast as you can.
Pot's asking me where Star is, and I feel like there's a joke I'm missing here. This is Toadman. He is a devastating attack that covers the entire screen. You can't avoid it unless you don't stop shooting at him.
And why would you ever stop shooting at him?
Yeah, I guess that's it. So
on to Mega Man 5.
Sage working his way through Dive Man stage. A little turn canceling here and there. Eddie giving him the E-Tank. You got an E-Tank now. Let's talk about Mega Man 5. So the
yes.
I guess my joke is going to be Mega Man 5 NES.
It's a good game.
It is a good game. Star TA. Let's go.
You have a huge charge shot, but you can't charge it while you're sliding. You have to walk.
This is true.
Or just not be sliding. But look how huge it is.
It is absolutely huge. The Mega Man 5 charge does not protect you from spikes.
I can't believe he died there.
The worst thing about it is that screen transition down was the checkpoint.
That's the greedy death, just trying to get a little too far to the left.
Yeah. So this screen...
Man 5,
oh,
yeah,
keep going.
Yeah, those bounders, those enemies. In Mega Man 5, I feel like they introduced a bunch of enemies that do something when you press a button. So those bounders drop when you press B. Later on, those tigers jump when you press B. Like, a lot of things get triggered by what you press.
It's true.
And that way we could manipulate the bounders to fall down when we want them to, so that they're out of the way by the time we reach them.
Mega Man 5 reference in my Mega Man 5?
Oh yeah, Mega Man 5 notorious for dropping so many 1-ups.
Actually has the same drop rate as Mega Man 4, but you just kill more enemies. So here's Starman, who has this big shield that protects him from damage, you know, as long as the shot originates from outside the shield. So we're gonna stick Mega Man's arm inside the shield and just keep bustering him anyway.
Very effective shield.
Look at that.
And now we're gonna see Ppotdot do some short hops here. He wants to be, mid-air when the fanfare tries to begin, and that way he has normal gravity for this animation. Don't know how that works, but
Saves like 2 seconds.
yeah, it saves a lot of time. Because normally he would have the low gravity, since it's Starman stage with low gravity, and that jump for the weapon get is like much slower.
Sage missing a hop there. You'll probably be using flash in that jump. There you go. You kind of know where you're going to lose your flash, and you just start pushing B like crazy to make sure you can freeze those stones in place in Drillman stage.
Yeah, you do not want those stones to fall down because it is so laggy.
So Ppotdot already using the super arrow. I like to say it's Mega Man 5, or how I learned to love the super arrow.
Yeah, we traded balloons for arrows, and this is way better. You can use them to go vertically, you can use them to go horizontally.
They do use energy as long as you're standing on them, so you'll see sometimes Mega Man walking off the front edge of the arrow just to kind of reduce the amount of frames he's actually touching the arrow, even though it catches him again.
Yeah, walking off the tip of the front there conserves ammo, I think like by 50%. But it does cause lag, so like at the end there, Ppotdot didn't bother doing it because he didn't need arrow anymore.
That, and even with the 50%, it would have drained to 0 anyway.
Right.
So here's Gravity. He's weak to Star Shield. He's gonna fire the shield at him.
It's a scripted fight, so it's the same thing every time. And Ppotdot goes for this half-task fight. Unfortunately, he didn't get it, so he just changes to the normal fight.
It's like a free shot at sending that Star Shield, the Star Crash, across the screen. If it hits, great. You saved like half a second.
Yeah, you could cut out one cycle.
Mega Man 5 has one of the cooler weapon get screens.
Yeah, Mega Man spinning.
It's got that like heavy bass music too, though.
Oh yeah. Sage going through the rat room in his final Robot Master for Mega Man 4.
Ppotdot's gonna go jump up on the arrows into the screen transition, run off the front edge of the arrow like Mello was talking about earlier, and has this 1 point of energy left, which he uses for that. It's like, it's little dumb things like that that make the super arrow this just amazing weapon.
Yeah, you conserve just enough energy. Like, whoever routed this, I mean, I know it was a collective effort, but it's so genius.
It's definitely, Mega Man 5 is famous for being the NES Mega Man game where it's, well, do you want to do Guts first and be safe, or do you want to do, Heat second? No, you're doing Star first. You're doing Starman first. You're getting the super arrow as fast as humanly possible. Also worth noting, a lot of people know Mega Man 5 runs. You typically want to get those beat letters for the Wily fights and some of the Wily bosses, but we're not playing any of those stages in this race, so runners get to skip them.
Yeah, Ppotdot normally gets the beat letters since he does the beat run in any percent, so he definitely isn't used to this, but of course it's easier to just not get those.
Gravity Man. The biggest thing with the gyro fight is just don't shoot a second gravity hold until the Gyro Man's iframes have worn off. That's really all there is to it.
Yeah, just respect the iframes and you're good. Also, hold left when you come into the boss fights. For some reason, that makes the boss come into the room sooner.
I love all these like really bizarre esoteric things that like they're free 1 or 2 second time saves. You just have to have somebody tell it to you once.
Yeah, you do that for every boss, including like in the later stages, in the castle stages, and it adds up.
So this is Crystal Man stage. Normally this involves some really weird super arrows and rush jets to get through these falling crystal screens. You get an E tank, you get an M tank, and you don't do this normally. But when you don't want to get the beat letters, you don't care about them, well, this happens.
Yeah, normally if you get beat, you want to get the M tank that's in this stage. But since we're not getting beat, we don't need the M tank, and we can do this.
You might notice that right thing is just not there. And this Ppotdot is notifying us that the chicken room is dedicated to you, the viewer of this speedrun.
Oh yeah, I guess this is the only opportunity he has to put that up. So
what just happened there is there were too many sprites on the screen, and we overflowed the array. And it turns out at the end of the sprites on the screen array, there's values for Mega Man's X coordinate and the time it takes to respawn. So the bubbles somehow create an X coordinate that is way off the end of the map, which comes back to the boss corridor checkpoint, and like a 30-40 second respawn timer. So yeah, that's how that happens. Makes perfect sense, right?
I don't need to understand any of that. I just want to skip the stage.
You just want to make sure that all those sprites need to appear at the same time, which that super arrow setup makes pretty free.
Yeah,
there are, I think, faster setups for it, but they're harder to actually make work.
Yeah, I believe the one where you don't use super arrow is frame perfect.
Yeah, it's definitely frame perfect, because you need that enemy to spawn on the same frame Mega Man dies, so the game tries to create that enemy and create the 16 bubbles of Mega Man's explosion at the same time, and there's just not enough sprites to do it. Welcome to Napalm Man stage, where tigers jump at you if you get too close to them.
Oh, I like how Ppot does the lemon kill for that one tiger. I could never do that. I always had to stand in place for a little bit to let my buster charge.
So, like Mello alluded to earlier, the tigers jump when you push B. So you can use that knowledge to your advantage on that screen.
I think they also jump based on your proximity, but you could trigger them with the B, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both going on there. Here's another arrow, we go off the edge. This screen is kind of neat for everything that happens, and we have, what, like 6-ish units of super arrow energy left. 1, 2.
Yeah, it takes 2 to shoot when you shoot a super arrow, but you actually only need 1. So if you have 1 left, you could still create an arrow.
Sage with a nice gravity cancel at the end of the Starman's fight. Welcome to Mega Man 5 Sage.
Yeah, from what I saw, his star and gravity was pretty fine.
So the Pot gonna slide off these ledges here, make the jumps as best as he can underneath those kind of missile enemies.
Okay, let's watch Ppot's overly complicated Napalm Man fight. Pretty good. Two shots went into iframes, but yeah, he only got that one bomb shot at the end. We try to avoid that attack because it causes lag. Oh no. I don't know what happened with Sage there, but he fell down. I wasn't sure if he was riding an arrow.
I missed it. I'm guessing he was riding an arrow. Like a common thing that happens because the super arrow does damage enemies. If it touches an enemy, it goes away.
Yeah, it must have been at the wrong height.
He paused before he jumped off the ammo. Off the arrow. And of course, pausing the game will despawn your arrow. So, yeah. We've all been there, though. We've all been there.
Yeah, I've done something like that once.
Very record scratch. I bet you're wondering how I ended up here. It's kind of situation. And I think every Mega Man runner has been there.
Snowman stage is a pretty difficult stage, in my opinion. You can take so much damage. It's a really long stage, too. And of course, the routing of your super arrow ammo is exact. And when you run out, we do the next best thing, which is Rush Jet.
Good boy, Rush.
This is a nice Rush Jet because it comes down very fast, so you could do like a B to A roll with your thumb and land right on top of them.
Bottom path here.
Yeah.
Drops. It's not that napalm is necessarily the best weapon to deal with these enemies. It does work. But you're also menuing to napalm for the boss, so might as well menu once.
Yeah, napalm for that room is faster, but you don't want to go the bottom route.
Nice kills.
Yeah, that Stone Man wasn't too angry. Wasn't too happy either. And now we got Power Stone. Who's a fan of Power Stone? Not the game, the weapon. Nobody? Yep, figures. Okay, let's see if Sage can do the crystal skip. He wants to get down to 1 HP. Okay, yep, he's gonna do the arrow setup. Yeah, he got it. Good job. Ppotdot over in in Charge Match stage, he set up the super arrow in a very specific spot. It could be higher than that, but if it's too high, you might need to slide under those enemies as you ride the arrow. But his placement was perfect. And now this is the chicken room, which was dedicated to all of you viewers.
You, the viewers, the viewers of this speedrun, this chicken room's for you. Ppotdot said so.
The most fun room of the game.
No drops though. I mean, we're looking for the drops.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. And that's the last opportunity for the drop also. Oh, it was a little bit too low. I believe you needed to be at max height from your jump.
Yeah, so that you can just get over all those enemies. It's a thing, but it obviously saves a lot of time if you get it. This is Charge Man. Charge Man is weak against Power Stone, which, as far as I've always been told, it's on the list of things to never use if at all possible in a Mega Man game. It's frustration, it's agony, it's failure, it's death, it's loss of lives in E-tanks. Don't use Power Stone, except here it works. Pausing will cancel it and kind of let you fire it again.
That was a great fight.
Yeah, Ppotdot nailed it with a few of those attacks, getting the Power Stones to either hit Charge Man, even in the iframes, just to get them off the screen faster is great.
And since Power Stone isn't that great, we entered that room with a half charge since it travels faster than a full charge, so we can guarantee it hitting Charge Man before he does an attack where he's invulnerable. And then we do a full charge. And with the way the damage works out, it's perfect for fighting him the rest of the way with Power Stone.
This is Wave Man's stage.
Yep, Wave Man, the final Robot Master for Mega Man 5 on Ppotdot's side.
There were a few votes for Water Wave as one of the worst weapons in the series earlier. It's not good.
Yeah, they're both bad. Power Stone and Water Wave, you could do without.
Yeah, I mean, Water Wave is a thing. Here, oh, by the way, here's Bubble Skip.
Yeah, Bubble Skip. These small bubbles pop shortly after you land on it.
Oh no!
That's supposed to be the free part.
We might be riding some bubbles now.
Yeah, you need to be on the little bubble right as you're about to transition the screen. It's a lot harder than Mega Man 9's Bubble Skip, if anyone's familiar with that.
Yeah, the Mega Man 9 version of this is free. Is he going for it?
Yes, he is.
Oh my god.
Oh. Well, that was faster than letting the animation walk him over to the boat and jump in. And he didn't risk the soft lock, so... he could have definitely done it, though. The slide was good. So we got the boat skip here on Ppotdot side. We're gonna ride the boat through this little auto-scroller section. If he had gone for the boat skip, he could have risked soft locking the game, but if he had gotten it, he could be chilling just behind the background. Nothing could touch him, but he could still shoot things. It's crazy. Mega Man would be walking on water, still being able to use his fully charged buster instead of his pellet lemons on the boat.
Fortunately, we don't see these again until Mega Man X4. I said it.
You said an X, and it wasn't 20XX.
It is kind of relaxing to watch the mountains go by, I guess.
Yeah. While we kill dolphins.
Wow.
That wasn't worse than you bringing up X4.
Charge kick. Somehow ranked worse than water wave.
Yeah, they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, it turns your slide into a kick. It does a fair amount of damage. It does let you go through the kind of steam obstacles at the start of the game. The start of the stage, I should say. You take a lot of damage against bosses with it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. But it's cool because you get iframes while you use it and you can just go through things. Okay, so Mega Man 6, Ppotdot's game. He's definitely not gonna die.
Just go past the panda.
Yeah, if you get hit, just go through it. Here in Windman stage, it's a pretty tricky stage actually, but it's the fastest stage to go through first. I mean, the win first route. There are a few other comparable routes, but this is, you know, the world record route, the fastest on paper.
Yeah, going flame first.
He's doing it.
Isn't
clutch jumps.
My God.
Yeah. Sorry. As you mentioned earlier, you can't jump out of your slides in this. So what he was doing on those little platforms is extremely dangerous. He was canceling the slide and jumping before either sliding too far or the platform flipping. He did all of them. That was crazy. Okay. But yeah, there are a few other routes that are pretty competitive. Flame first and night first.
Good old night first. That was the Game Pro route.
I just can't stand that Buster fight against Nightman. An interesting thing in this game is when you cancel your slide, your Buster charges faster. So you want to be sliding back and forth while you charge your Buster.
I think it's by like a frame every time you cancel your slide.
Yeah, I don't know how many frames it takes to charge, but yeah, you can reduce it by 1 frame for every canceled slide.
Another weird point in Mega Man 6, if you manage to end the fight against the right wall, jump against the right wall, and for whatever reason, reduces lag. We don't know why, just that it does.
Yeah. I think if you just walk into the right corner, into the wall, that works too. But if you're too far from the right wall, you'll cause too much lag going over there while the explosion bubbles are on screen, so you should just do a mini slide and cancel it, which will despawn one of the explosion bubbles.
What a video game.
And we're talking frames here.
It's true.
So
Mega Man 6 is known for a lot of things, and we want to introduce you to one other important part of Mega Man 6. His name is rolling. that enemy up there at the top that just shot into the air. Hi, Roland.
I still don't understand how he got that name Roland, because that's not his real name.
He looks like a Roland. Just look at him. Compared to all the other Roland-type enemies, that is the Roland.
I don't know any Rolands in real life, so I can't say.
Well, Ppotdot did make use of them to get over the oil field without them being lit on fire. That turns them into instant death traps, kind of like spikes. So we don't like that.
Yeah, and a few of them are connected with the previous rooms. So if they get lit up somewhere, they could be. Wait, I'm sorry, no, not here. I'm thinking of a different stage. Never mind.
Actually, you're correct.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Listen to me, I'm correct.
I know you're thinking of X3, but they actually do. They are somehow linked. Some of them will, if you light them up early, also be lit up at the end. So Windstorm is not maybe the most flashy looking weapon, but it does go through Flame Man's sort of flame blasts. So it's very useful for attacking him.
Yeah, another reason why of course Wind First is faster, because that Buster fight for Flame First could be pretty difficult when he does those flame pillars. You gotta be really precise shooting over it with your Buster. But with the Windstorm goes right through it, like you said. Oh, Sage? Is Sage going for it? No. I think he was gonna go for it. He positioned himself way at the back of the super arrows. He just waited too late. Alright, Blizzard Man stage, where we got the ice physics. Wind, Flame, and Blizzard, and the next stage, Plants. They're pretty tricky stages in their own right, for different reasons. Honk.
You got a honk.
Ppotdot tried to use an E-Tank.
Yeah, if Mega Man 5 is how I learned to love the Super Arrow, Mega Man 6 is kill it with fire. Flame as a weapon does an obscene amount of damage at, I think 4 per shot. So it's very good. That's the margarine pit.
Yeah, that wasn't Ppotdot's fault. That's the game's fault. They could just decide to push you off of ledges.
There is a strat for sliding under there in a short number of cycles, as we got another honk. And it's called Butter. So this stage is known for butter and rolls, and if you don't get it right, you end up in the margarine pit.
It's really unfortunate when Mega Man 6 clips your landing. It can happen in many places, but that one there in the submarine room is like very notorious because it happens.
So I want to call out that Sage is both done with 5, and that Ppotdot did not go for bomb skip. A honestly terrible strat with a low degree of success, but it saves a few frames. Blizzard Man likes to roll into the wall.
50%.
He's weak to fire. That's really all there is with this fight.
Yeah, I got a few rolls, so not the best RNG, but it's fine. Okay. I know Sage practiced Mega Man 6. Like, his time is decent.
So we're gonna get to see more of Mega Man 6 weirdness here with the plant forms, in all likelihood.
Yeah. Seeing as how Ppotdot went for the clutch jumps, he'll definitely do platforms. That's something I don't think I've ever seen him cut out.
So yeah, a lot of this stage is like pretty normal. We're eventually going to see Flame come out again because again, it just does too much damage. Kill it with fire in this game. His mid-boss takes a lot of shots or takes 6 fireballs. Done. Easy.
Nice jump mash.
So the last long screen of the stage has these kind of unfolding flower-ish platforms that you're supposed to hit with a buster shot. It opens them up so Mega Man can actually stand on them. Or you have some number of frames to land on the sort of like closed center of the platform and jump off of it before the game says, wait a minute, and clips you off of it. So naturally, because it's faster to not switch back to Buster right away, we're going to do the hard thing.
Yeah, I think Mega Man 6 has the slowest menus, so you want to not menu as much as possible.
There you go. That was it.
That was it. You jumped on platforms that weren't supposed to be able to jump off.
So the biggest thing there is you get to continue using flame and from the high ground up there, just lob these fireballs down at the ground. But all together now, if a pot doesn't hit plant 6 times in one cycle, everybody just yell streamer in chat, please.
You got the left
1,
jump.
2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we got it. Nice.
Easy.
Easy.
Yeah, when Plant Man jumps left, it's a little more difficult to set up the plant glitch where you force him to run back and forth before he puts on his shield again. If he jumps right, it's a free setup. Ppotdot does the harder one just fine.
Very nice.
Alright.
It is actually hard to do that, and I guess, did we explain like the Plant Man running back and forth problem there?
I said that he got the glitch and what it does, but I didn't explain how it works. And I don't care to. You want to?
Yeah. If you're standing in the same X coordinates as Plant Man, he doesn't know what to do, and that makes him run around. That's the short version.
Right. He doesn't know where you are, so he runs the maximum distance. Alright, with Plant Man down, we kind of get a breather stage here in Tomahawk.
The only thing about Tomahawk that's not a breather is that you have kind of exact routing of the flame ammo here. Again, it's just too useful, so we use it in a lot of the stage.
Yeah. There's a lot less pitch, though. And his ammo looks good. Sage, it looked like he had some problems with some of the fire boys, but he didn't fall into the fire, so he's fine.
Don't have enough ammo to attack Proto Man here, though. He's gonna jump right past that. Energy balancer in there to the left. Like Mega Man 5, there are actually beat letters in this game based on sort of alternate paths to bosses. And beat is significantly less useful in this game than he is in any percent Mega Man 5. So we just... It's not even that we're going the faster way because it's 46 robots. We're going this way still because it's the faster way.
Yeah, there's only one alternate route where you get a beat letter, which is actually faster than the normal route, which we're gonna do in Yamato Man stage. We'll utilize Jet to take that alternate path.
Another plant barrier, arguably one of the worst shields in the series, but it does pack a punch. The rumors persist that that thing was supposed to actually have each flower have its own hitbox, and it's just too laggy, and they just forgot to reduce the ammo cost. But it's still a very powerful shield. Just also ends up with exact ammo for defeating Tomahawk Man.
Yeah, for the longest I used Plant in the first screen of Centaur Man.
Same.
That was nice. Now if I don't go for Miracle Jump, I just feel sorry for myself. Okay, wow. Nice section there with the Dragonflies getting past Damageless. Could be pretty tight sliding under that last bomb. Oh, see, look.
Oh,
Sage got the margarine clip, but fortunately It wasn't overlapping the spikes at the moment.
That was a weird looking one too.
Yeah, because he actually jumped. Okay, so you see Ppotdot switching to Jet to take this alternate path. So he will earn a beat later, just one. Not enough to actually get beat, not that he wants it anyways. It's just faster.
Ppotdot's giving us the preview of this fight. And, we've been told to ask certain runners to avert their eyes. Something weird's gonna happen.
Yeah, because some people say this fight is so easy since it's the most predictable fight with how the patterns work, but it's still very easy to mess up. Since Yamato only has 2 attack patterns, the shoot straight at you and the jump, and he can only do 2 things in a row, so if he does 2 of the same attacks, the third one, you know he's going to do the other type, which is why you can predict what he's going to do. So that was nice RNG. He got the 2 horizontal shots, so he knew he was going to get a jump on that third one, so he prepared himself for that. He did get hit, so that's what he was talking about, but that was still a good fight, in my opinion. Alright, Nightman stage. This can be a scary looking stage, but it's actually pretty free. At least this spike ceiling section. The rest of it could kill you. And Ppotdot's charging, which means he's going for... Okay.
Oh god.
Okay. Yeah, it was kind of a hybrid, actually. It wasn't the super slide. Or... it was different. But...
Yep, that spike ceiling kind of counts as, well, a ceiling. So if Mega Man is sliding under it, you will actually keep sliding as if it was a normal ceiling and won't stand up into the spikes if you do it at the right time. So that's something that Ppotdot was able to use there.
And when you saw Ppotdot there switching to Jet to get through those rooms without actually doing the platforming, he intentionally bonks on the ceiling because for some reason that starts your vertical rising with Jets faster. But he messed up on the second one, so the bonk actually kind of made him slow down. It's weird how that works out.
This game's physics are weird.
Yeah, speaking of which, this bouncy house room.
Bouncy castle.
Yeah, the bouncy castle. If you bonk on the ceiling, it could just stop all of your forward momentum. Sometimes. It depends where you do it.
Yeah, that's some intentional, precise movement through that room for that exact reason. So here's Nightman. He has a shield. We have a spear. Spears beat shields. It's as simple as rock, paper, scissors.
I didn't see if Sage went for platforms, but he had Flame equipped towards the end of it. So I want to believe that he went for him.
We can say streamer at Sage if we want. It's not as dramatic, but this is kind of the standard Plant Man fight then, is going for 2 hits per cycle. They kind of had the bottom snowflake dink off the shield there, so he's fired one to iframe, so he's got to make sure he connects now.
Yeah, and Blizzard is a very laggy weapon, so you want to shoot it while you're not facing Plant Man, since it spawns behind Mega Man's body, so that they could immediately make contact and not have to move across the screen.
Centaur Man.
Sing it, yeah.
Centaur Man.
So Ppotdot did a strat that we call Miracle Jump. Like we were saying, the physics in this game is just really weird. Gosh, how do I explain this? Like, if you jump at a certain spot, it'll make you jump too high with full water physics, and you'll bonk that enemy falling from the ceiling, or from the sky. But if you jump a little further away, you'll have regular jump physics, and you can make it under him.
So yeah, the Night Crush here is just a really good weapon. You can fire it kind of at an angle up and down, and that makes it very useful. It's also Centaur's Man's weakness, so switching to it early in the stage is good as long as you know to not waste all your ammo. And it's probably right behind Night, not right behind Flame in terms of how much damage it's going to do. Ooh.
We should mention that this is also the last Robot Master. So
That's true.
Ppotdot on his last stage here.
He got the ladder jump.
Nice ladder jump. Very cool feature of Mega Man 6.
Centaur Man, Centaur Man, Centaur Man. That's the song. You say Centaur Man a lot.
Bars, fire lyrics.
So, the Centaur Man fight itself, when Centaur Man appears, he will try to use the Centaur Flash. He will not use the Centaur Flash if one of two things is true. Centaur Man is in iframes, or Mega Man is in iframes. And, yeah.
So, if you know what you're doing, you should never get frozen.
It used to just be, if you get hit, get flashed, you did something wrong. Now we know what something wrong is. But that's it.
The GG's Ppot.
Race time of 1:48:33 for Ppot.
That's a good time. I know he had some deaths, but that's still a really good time. Ooh, didn't respect the iframe, so Sage is gonna have to switch. In this game, you have POW, the POW suit adapters, so that's always a good backup for fighting bosses. You can just punch them.
Yeah, POW is kind of the universal backup for Mega Man 6. We don't see it in the 46 robot run.
Which is kind of unfortunate. I'd rather see that than Jet. Okay, so just repeating what Sage said. He said he would donate $1 for every minute's difference between him and Ppot.
So he's got a few stages left here. Those are dollars.
Oh, and he almost died right there.
I think Ppot might be joining us momentarily. There he is.
Yo, what's up, Ppot? GG's?
Hi, how's it going? Thanks.
Going good. I'm not racing 46 Robos yet.
It's a brutal category. So much in so many places can go wrong that you have to be prepared for.
Yeah, I was really surprised that you knew how to handle Iceman's Yoku blocks.
That was just all old knowledge. I haven't practiced doing the Yoku blocks at all since doing 46 robot practice again. Just carried over from last 46 robot when I messed up Iceman 200 million years worth of time with Conster, legendary race.
Oh man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those Yokus, I've never practiced, so I was saying on comms, if I was in that situation, I would be so tilted, I wouldn't know what to do. Were there any other parts that kind of tripped you up?
Yeah, let me just look through back here. I was upset that I missed Bomb Man stuff in the way that I did, but it's fine. Air, I hate Air so much. Air's such a garbage, terrible stage. It's so easy to have just one thing go wrong, and then it's just you're forced to game over because there's no way to recover. You have no item energy, you have no flash energy.
Is it faster to game over and do it all over again as opposed to just bustering it?
It's faster for me because I will be tilted out of my mind if I try to do it buster.
I think it's actually pretty close.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out because I want to know what I should do.
Oh, stay with that slide, my goodness.
You went for all the clutch jumps in Windman stage.
Oh yeah, because clutch jumps are easy.
You did all the
Although,
turn cancels in
I
Dive
didn't.
Man stage.
I missed one of them because my my flash was at the wrong time, I think. So I had to adjust for some weird stuff in there.
You got margarine. I wanted to say that you let it happen. You let yourself get margarine.
I was holding right, but margarine just happened. It's like you get past the margarine pits like 80% of the time. So it's something that like I'm aware can happen, but I don't usually worry about it. And it happened. So
Yeah, I can't be too mad at that. It just seems to happen at the worst times.
yeah.
And that death in Starman stage, that's just greedy.
That was greedy.
That just happened.
I was playing Star very badly up to that point. And I got real greedy with it. So my Mega Man 5 in general, like at least the first half of Mega Man 5 was all really bad. At least that's what it felt like to me. Like I didn't feel like I could push any buttons until honestly Charge Man. And then I figured out how to push buttons.
It wasn't so bad. I wasn't sure if you were going for your strat with the Stomper and Gyro Man stage, or if that was just...
I haven't been doing it in 46 robot practice, so I didn't, and I should have been, because clearly, at least I know the proper like what the visual looks like when I mess up, when I go for it. Whereas like if I mess it up that way here, it's like, do I just start climbing the ladder? Do I wait? What do I do?
Yeah, I think you just panic and climb the ladder. That's what we all do.
Yep.
But yeah, besides that, everything was pretty good. I can't, nothing really stands out.
Lag room happens. I was too far left on my jump.
Oh yeah, Dustman.
I need to be just a little bit further right to land on the block.
Yeah,
which is too bad because like up to that point I felt like I was on. I had a pretty good like chance for a PB, like real time going up to there.
Mm-hmm.
And like I had an outside chance of an in-game time PB after Star, I think, but or before Star. But I did just PD yesterday, so I'm pretty sure this is not an in-game time PB.
Yeah. That death and Dustman is like so common.
It is. That room is just brutal.
Room of lag.
Sage going for the health and Centaur.
Dustman just hated everybody today.
Yeah, fortunately I had enough health to just run into him.
Yeah.
I think I got, where did I get a health drop from?
Eddie?
I must have gotten the health from the gumball machine. Because I back boost off the Met,
Yeah.
and then got under the Stomper without taking a hit, so... And I thought I was at just like one hit under full health.
Yeah, you had a lot of health for Dust and for Ring.
Yeah, I got double health pickups in Ring. And then I still messed up the fight. Only got a small hit on him.
That was fortunate that you had the health.
Alright. Looks like Sage is officially finished.
Yeah, just about. Oh, he got flashed.
He got flashed.
He
doesn't know.
Wrong.
He doesn't know the strat. You just shoot him faster.
GG Sage. Still sub 2 hours, so nothing.
Yeah, really nice.
Like I know a lot of people running this category. That's that's their goal. Sub 2 hours. So yeah, drop your GGs in chat for Sage Hero. Definitely holding it down.
Get the GGs in there. Sage completing a brutal category, as we said. And I guess that means he's putting in... What was is this? About $850 into the prize pool.
I'll let him calculate it himself. I'm not gonna tell him what he should pay.
We'll see if Sage wants to show up, and I think he's on his way here. But I do want to remind everyone, definitely follow the runners. We can never have these great shows and these great tournaments unless we do have these great runners. So follow Ppotdot1, follow sagehero. The name's spelled exactly like they are on the stream here for their Twitch channels. If you want to follow Mellow Flows and myself, you can do that too, I guess. We're here. We also play Mega Man. But enough of that. Let's talk about sagehero and how amazing he is.
What's up?
Yo, what's up, Sage?
Yeah, I mean that's pretty
Sage.
much what I expected. I played well for what I hoped for. I got sub 2 hours, which is really my goal. So
That was a PB for you, right?
that was a 10-minute PB
10-minute PB? Hell yeah.
Wow.
with a game over in Mega Man 2 because I forgot I ran out of lives in Clash, so I did the zip and just game over.
That's a classic one. I've been consciously thinking about how many lives I have every single time I go into each, like, after every
Yeah.
Airman stage now.
Yeah, Papa had an intentional game over.
Yeah, I did. I had the stream up and on my phone. I was kind of peeking at it. I saw that. And I was like, yeah. And then I died in there, and I was like, oh, well, okay.
Air's a stage that exists.
Yeah, Air is probably the reason I hate Mega Man 2 so much.
Yeah, Air's my least favorite stage in this category for sure.
Yeah, same here regarding Airman stage. Not a fan.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem is that y'all are trying to do Airman fast. All you got to do is do air second.
I
and
wasn't
not
even.
the
I
crazy
was.
stuff.
I was doing extreme baby air, and I still died. Should have just done faster.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally commentated Curse You, like right when that happened with the Lightning Lord. I said,
You did.
oh, you're not doing fast air, you're not going to die. And then...
Yeah. It happens.
Yeah,
I didn't die at all in practice, so I know I was gonna die in the run.
Yep. I went for
But I
Granny
got-
faster. Actually, in practice, I had the weirdest save of a almost fail, and I was like, well, if this happens in the run, I won't be too mad. But it's not gonna happen. I'm just gonna die somewhere else.
From 2 on, it was actually pretty good. I had a stupid death in 4 and 5, both of which I swear I hit jump and I didn't get it. Or no, in 4 I caught a slide that I didn't want. And in 5, I swear I jumped off that arrow before I hit pause, but I didn't get it. It felt like I did, okay. It's the game's fault.
I believe you.
Always blame the equipment. It's the controller's
Yeah.
fault.
Oh, thanks for having me. That's what I expected. That was fun. What was
Yeah.
Ppotdot's time?
I'm
gonna have to round
141,
this up.
148.
That's only like
30.
$11. I gotta round this up.
You can round it up to 10. If it's 148.31 and a 157.07, at least on stream, you can call that at, I think, $8.50.
Yeah.
So whatever you want to do with that.
It's okay. At
We'll
least
round
you
it up.
beat me.
And yeah, so we've mentioned a couple of times, we posted the link out there in chat, sglive.speedgaming.org for Speed Gaming Live 2023 prize contributions and other information. Speed Gaming Live has been doing this for the last, at this point, like 4 or 5 years, it feels like. And, it's always fun to have a little bit of a prize pool at the end of the tournaments. It's a great meetup. Speed Gaming is just great for doing this stuff. I'm going to keep rambling because, let's face it, it's midnight for me and I'm getting a little tired. But yeah, follow that link. Check out all the information about Speed Gaming Live. Check out the Mega Man leaderboards. Come talk to us about Mega Man if you like Mega Man. We always love new runners. What is it? What's it? MMH? My God, I can't remember the leaderboards, the URL right now.
MMLB?
Mega
Is
Man
it
Mega Man
leaderboards.net.
Leaderboards?
Mega Man leaderboards.net.
Leaderboards.net.
Leaderboards.net. Okay, yeah. It's not RTA anymore.
I'm over here updating the bracket. We had 3 races today.
Who does
Triple
Papa
header.
get next?
Oh, some really good times, actually.
Yeah, so Papat, you're gonna face the winner of Madu versus Conster.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
So here's the question: are you looking forward to the rematch if Concert gets through?
I would love the rematch if Conster gets through. That sounds like an amazing time.
And if Madu gets through, are you going to say, "Why didn't you let Concert through so I could have the rematch"?
I might have a couple words. We'll see.
Okay. We'll have some words. I know there's some links out here too for the upcoming schedule for the 46 Robot Master Tournament. The next race I see on here is tomorrow, so August 4th at 9 p.m. That's Eastern Daylight Time if you're in the United States. Adjust your time zones appropriately for that. Asnell against Palpiblade, so watch that one. It should be good. Honestly, all these races should be good. And just keep following the Speed Gaming network of channels. Look out for all the Speed Gaming live tournaments. There's a lot of fun brackets out there to keep an eye on as we get to the end of summer. I think I'm out of words to say. Thank you both so much for this great race. And
yes,
thank you
awesome
for
race.
watching. Thank you, Mello, for co-commentating.
Thank you, Cab GG, on your race.
Thank you both for commentating.
Don't remind me. Look, Mad Mega is still in chat. Mad Mega had a great run. Like I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad about that. I'm mad at myself. I am so mad at myself right now. That's it. I'm walking away. How can I make this like loud enough?
Play some Mega Man 8. Get your mind off of it.
I am gonna play Mega Man 8.
All right. Well, thank you all for being. A part
Thank
of
you.
this.
Have a good night, guys. Time
Thanks,
to crash.
everybody.
See ya.
See ya.
Have a good night, everybody.